Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the Patreons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So today I wanted to talk about the radar changes that we had in the game. The radars were actually changed by quite a bit, and the missiles as well. So let's talk about all the changes. So the first ones are basically to make you not see a missile going to a different target that you are not locking in. As you know, this is a problem that can happen in real life. It is something that happens in real life, but it doesn't mean that it happens in the way that it happens in the game. It's kinda exaggerated how it works in the game. And they did two things, or three things actually, to actually help with that. The first one was that the missiles, the AIM-7F and the R-27R and ER, the RB-71, Skyflash, all variants, the Aspide and the Super 530F and D are now less prone to switching to a target appearing in the direction different from the direction of the target. Okay guys, so the missiles themselves are a little bit better on the target acquisition. Also for the MiG-29's radar, the Mirage F1's radar, the Mirage 2000, Yak 141, F-14s, F-15s, F-16s, C&Ds, Tornado F-3s, the beam of the size of the beam of the radar has been reduced so that the radar, so that the missile is not looking for that other target, right? But as you just saw, if I'm not mistaken, it's still happening a little bit. Not by much, but it's still happening. The missiles are really weird. They're going to odd directions, and it's just kinda weird. You know, it really is kinda weird. So I don't know. It's like it's fixed. It's a lot better, but from time to time you will see some weird things. And it was just two things, not three. Sorry about my mistake before. Two things that will help with that. As you saw, it's kind of weird. The second one is that, as you just saw there, I don't know if you noticed, but you will notice from time to time, the radar will get into the memory situation. That already happened, right? If you lose a lock because a target is notching you or whatever, the target will still be kinda where it was, right? So if you lose the lock, the radar will still try to reacquire the lock while it's in the memory position. So it's basically telling the missile that the target was there, but it is in the memory of the radar and not really on the proper, like, radiation coming from bouncing back from the aircraft, if you know what that means, right? So basically it means that for all aircraft besides the MiG-29, the Yak 141 and the Su-27, you have 20 seconds, up to 20 seconds on the memory, so that it will try to maintain where the target was and try to reacquire that lock. And while it's trying to reacquire the lock, it will go from tracking PD or whatever it is that you are using, and it will go straight to tracking memory. Okay, once it reacquires the lock, it will maintain it there. And for the MiG-29s and stuff that I was talking about, it is up to 5 seconds. Another thing that changed is this that you are seeing right there. Notice that I'm using a Sparrow, but I'm getting a radar return from 50 plus kilometers, something that never happened before the patch, especially in the AIM-7F. It was getting max like 40 to 45 kilometers depending on the aircraft and situation, but normally it was fixed to like 40 something, right? What is happening here is that now the seeker head of the missiles, especially these missiles, the Sparrows, they will basically, and the Super 530 as well, but especially this Sparrow, the F and the M, they are going to have the return of signal from the target aircraft depending on the power of the radar. So the stronger the radar is, the longer the range of the seeker of the AIM-7 will be. Meaning that it's kind of I mean, it is a balancing factor because of course the R-27 has like 25 kilometers of a seeker range, but the thing is that it has INS, right? So it doesn't care about that because the radar from the mothership is providing the missile via data link where the target is until it gets to that 25-kilometer range. Very similar to something like the systems of a Fox 3 missile. Okay, so, but it's still semi-active, but it's flying INS until it's close to the target. The AIM-7 doesn't have that, so it needs to have a better situation when trying to fire at very, very long ranges. So, yes, there is a factor of balancing purpose here, but it's also kind of realistic, right? So, of course, the higher the power of a radar, it will make the radiation be able to go further and return back to the radar seeker or the missile seeker a lot better in a way. Okay. Another thing that they changed is when you are on tracking mode, it will automatically choose how it's locking. So you can see right now this is happening. The memory is also happening, but you can see that the HMD or any type of acquiring mode or the tracking mode will be automatically chosen. So you can choose when you are in the scan mode manually, if you want to use the normal search without pulse Doppler, the median PIF pulse Doppler, the high PIF pulse Doppler, the TWS. You can also, you can still choose between these in the normal modes, right? But in the searching modes. But once you lock somebody, the tracking modes will automatically be done. So did you see that the the Sparrow just went ballistic to the other side there? So yeah, as I said, it's still happening from time to time. That confusion there, just a small little thing about that. But yeah, guys, basically the radars will be automatically choosing what type of radar mode you will be using when you are tracking a target, right? That means that it's a lot easier for you to maintain a lock. Sometimes it's kind of weird what is happening, but the thing is that the radar will always choose the path that you have to not lose the lock. Basically, that's what it means, right? So it will automatically choose between, if it is, for example, in a very long range, like here with the Su-27, it will go and maintain the HDN mode, which is the high PRF mode, right? But once it actually gets into range, for example, or maybe the target started to turn and notch your radar lock, it will automatically go for the median PRF, because if it doesn't have that, it will lose the lock. So I think we can see that happening here. I'm gonna check it out right now. So I fired with tracking, and then it lost the lock trying to maintain with the memory, right? It wasn't able to have the range for a normal median PIF, because these radars, these Russian radars, they have to be like at more or less 40 kilometers to be able to lock somebody with median